I guess we should probably see what Chris has been up to. I don't want to, because his old man rants are just getting so similar, but people like CC, so let's check it out. Rosalind Faye says, those aren't mutually exclusive.
Alright, sorry I was cut off before.
I'm starting with this video because the other video before this one, he got cut off like 2 minutes in because he got a phone call. But it doesn't matter. He didn't say anything in that video, so we could just start here.
But I'm done for the day. I get to enjoy the storm in the comfort of my own home. For once, it comes in at the perfect time. Usually these snowstorms come in at like on a Monday or a Tuesday, and that really sucks. Very rarely do you ever get one that rolls in on a weekend, you know? Perfect timing, at least for me. I know some people are working on Saturdays, and that sucks. I'm sorry for you. But this one, I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, so as you can see, the milky sky, as I said, right on time, as usual.
He's talking about it being stormy. I assume his area in, where does he live? Westchester. That's not doxing. He says that every single episode. That's how he starts them. Chris here, Westchester. And he regularly references being in New York. So, presumably in his area there was a snowstorm, and it's cloudy, as it tends to get when there's going to be some sort of large storm, and he's going to come up with some sort of bullshit conspiracy about it. Procogam says, old man yells at clouds. He's good at it. I'll give him that.
They chemtrailed us the other day.
They did not chemtrails on the bingo card. Chris, chemtrails are not real. Chemtrails are not real. They're not.
Pretty much all fucking day long. It was great. It was great. And then right at the end of the day, you get the sun covered completely with the chemtrails. And, you know, they
You're seeing clouds and or contrails.
succeeded in what they planned on doing, you know, seed the storms and cover.
Weather control on the bingo card. HARP/weather control on the bingo card. He is asserting here that he believes that airplanes are dropping chemtrails in order to change the weather and create storms. To what end would someone do this? I don't know. In theory, if someone could do that, you'd think they'd, you know, make it rain when there's drought in order to increase crop yields and make sure people don't, you know, die of not getting enough water. But I guess the people just want to make it snow for some reason.
The sun from us, you know, basically. They don't want us to see it go away, because that just disappears. It doesn't set and go off into China, okay? Idiots.
He's making fun of the fact that we understand the concept that the Earth revolves, or rotates rather. So when we don't see the sun, it's other parts of the globe that are facing it. Overthought says, yes, seed the clouds to create a storm which would likely slow down businesses in the area for a few days. Sounds like a good plan by they.
And for the trolls down there that are asking me questions and all this other bullshit, I know you're trolls because I see you on other channels.
Asking questions is trolling now. Asking questions is bullshit. Chris, explain this insane thing you said. Get out of here, you fucking troll.
You don't
Truly, he's the Socrates of the modern day.
think I look at other channels? Well, I do. I have some flat earth friends out there that I have on my, subs. Damn it. I can't get this phone call. Forget it. I'm gonna have to decline. Sorry. I'll call you back.
You think he just hung up on his wife so he could, like, continue to do a flat earth bullshit video? It just kind of seems on brand if that's the case.
So, WikiPeak, encyclopedia, has been, of course, bothering all of us in the flat earth community. But then they like to put this little ad down there, that's not authorized, by the way. And to make it look like the flat earth is a barbaric way of explaining how Earth is not a planet, which it's not. Well, you know what? It's a
Flat Earth on the bingo card.
barbaric belief that the Earth is a planet.
That's just objectively untrue. What?
Because there is absolutely no evidence of it at all, except with NASA, which is a militarized government company.
NASA is not a branch of the military. They've certainly developed things with the military, but they're not a branch of the military, CC.
Do you understand? Don't you? That every single picture, every fucking shit that you see is all from NASA.
Every shit I see is from NASA? How did NASA get in my asshole?
And everybody who works for NASA is in the
If NASA were military, it would get more funding. Woohoo! True.
military. And what's the number one theme of the military? Keep your mouth shut or you die. That's how it's always been. And that's how it'll always
Boz NASA. True.
be. So if you know anybody from the military, go ahead, ask them. Pull a chair up, ask him a few questions, and see.
Yeah, hey, I'll just go get my uncle who was in the military. Be like, hey, is the Earth flat? And he'll be like, no, you idiot. And I'll be like, oh, sorry, an old guy in a van told me that you were changing the weather to make it snow in New York.
See what kind of answers you get. Pretty much the same answers you get as the politicians, which is shit. I'm not going to tell you a thing. They're under an oath. The few people that know that the Earth is flat are just astronauts and the IT guys. That's it. Those are the only people who know that the Earth is flat. It's very...
Okay, see, if this were the case, the people who know, if the IT people were in on it, it would be all throughout furry communities. From what I understand, there's a lot of furries in the IT community and vice versa. So if the IT guys know the Earth is flat, all the furries would know, okay? And if the furries know, then it's spreading to the LGBT community, because there's a decent bit of crossover. And if the LGBT people know, I would know, because I am a T and a B. So you're incorrect. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm an IT girl and don't know shit.
easy to hide that. As far as they know, they're building rockets that are going into space. As far as they know, they're building a shuttle that's going into space that has a heat thing on it. And the...
Chris, you know people watch rocket launches, right? Like, you can go view rocket launches. It's a thing you can do in person.
They're spending money, I can tell you that. They're spending the shit. They are taking $52 million a year and pissing it away. God knows.
That's not a lot of... It's not a... 52 million... First of all, I'm pretty sure NASA's budget is 52 million a day or something, not 52 million a year. They wouldn't be able to run NASA on 52 million a year. And secondly, NASA's budget relative to the overall budget of the United States government is very low. It's like 0.5% of the federal budget or something like that, give or take some. I'm not sure what the most current budget is, but usually it's around 0.5%. Procagam with 50-bit says, oh, now I get why they want to ban LGBT. They know the truth of the flat earth. It all makes sense. Overthought says, great, now I have this image. There's just a ring of furries with AKs around Antarctica standing guard. Black, why do you think they're so furry? It's to... The fursuits help insulate them against the Antarctic winds. Also, they're horny. Blackwing Hecate says, I have a heat thing too. It's called my girlfriend. Whoa, okay. Hydrate.
Who knows what the hell they're doing with it? Obviously, they're trying to figure out what we're underneath. You know, is it a magnetic field? Is it glass? You know, what's the shape of it? Is it a dome? You know, or is it rectangular? I mean, who the fuck knows?
These are the groundbreaking questions that other flat earthers fail to ask. This is why I love CC. Is it a dome? Is it some sort of rectangular dome? Rectangular enclosement? Are we in a terrarium? Blackwing Hecate says, I was expecting to get bonked for that. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, if we switched the US NASA budget with the US military budget, we'd have no reason for Elon Musk to exist. I can dream. Lily Love Stuff says, it's not even IT who would know, but the graphics department if he's talking about comps ITs. Luckily, my father was a graphic designer in the Air Force, and my grandpa was a photographer for the Air Force, too. Oh, so you know the Earth isn't flat or round, it's cylindrical. That's the real secret.
They're the people who know. They're the people who've been studying it. Hell, if Apple Bird, was down there for 35 years, whether this is a true story or not, sure shit seems that way. But anyway, they try to debunk him to make it seem like there was he was investigating Hollow Earth, which in a way, that'll be a different video. I'm going to get into that.
Oh, I'm very excited to see his opinions on Hollow Earth. Blackwing Hecate says it's not cylindrical, it's a toroid.
Because this system that we live under, I mean, hell, it's probably only 80 miles high, covered in a dome.
It's nice to just throw out numbers based on nothing. It probably feels very comforting to think you can just pull numbers out of your ass about something and be like, yeah, that sounds about right. Alamet, thanks for 8 months, says, woo! Lily Love Stuff says, cylindrical like a film roll.
Can't dig down more than 8.
It turns out our planet is an actual film roll that is being used as a piece of film in a camera in an even bigger universe's faked moon landing. They're just using us as the film. It's conspiracies all the way down.
8.5 miles. There's a reason for that. We can't get to the ice wall as a conventional person, just sitting there on a horseback. And the water is exactly 2% salt. Or no, I think it's 1% salt. That's all you had to do, because we would need an enormous amount of resources in order to even get to the wall. Or to the dome, or whatever it is that's keeping us in here.
Gravity. Gravity is keeping us attached to the Earth.
Because I got news for you guys. I'm beginning to think, not that we're being protected here, okay? This isn't a system that we're being protected. I think whoever built this system, and that's God, doesn't want us to get out. Because it screams on every angle not to go anywhere.
Do you think God, too, stays in heaven because he fears what he has created?
Covered with...
God's afraid of us, so he put us in a terrarium so we couldn't get out.
Oceans covered with ice walls, covered with a platform of ice that could possibly be thousands and thousands of miles.
Did God not anticipate airplanes? Because even if there was like an ice wall that was thousands and thousands of feet high, we have airplanes that can go over that. Rachology says, but Hannah, if you pull numbers out of your arse, it comes directly from NASA, which is how you came to believe their lies. Fair.
That a compass doesn't work in. And if you've ever walked in a...
yes, that was a Spy Kids 2 reference. Brokagam says, if gravity, then why helium?
A huge forest, and you keep walking and walking, you tend to walk around in circles. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a compass with you, of course. Many of us don't. But, alright, I don't know how to get into this, but, I mean, it's just, everything screams, stay the fuck where you are, enjoy yourself, go to the Hawaiian Islands if you want to go on vacation. Sit down there, that's a little diversion on the route down to the ice walls. The Hawaiian Islands and all these Caribbean islands and all that, that's there for a diversion.
Tropical climates don't exist as a result of natural effects on the environment and climatology. No, it's to distract you from getting to the ice wall in Antarctica. God's thinking, they're just gonna sail down there, they're gonna find the ice wall, I know it. But you know what I'll do instead? Hawaii. And to make it even more confusing, I'll put people on it so that they get distracted, colonizing, harming, and generally really, really being shitty towards the indigenous people. It's a perfect trap. Humans cannot resist doing an imperialism. Blackwing Hecate says, I have a compass. It's made out of brass.
Or it could be a place to gather resources where you'll always find them. Coconuts last a very long time.
God's planning ahead. Like he's playing Minecraft. He's like, okay, Hawaii's gonna be the biome where you can farm coconuts, okay? Coconuts are very, very important for the late game strategy in this game, okay? It doesn't seem apparent to your average gamer, but to an expert gamer like myself, coconuts are the key to getting to the ice wall, and that's where the Ender Dragon is. Checkmate, NASA.
You can live on those. Of course they do. That's all you're eating, cause diarrhea, but we wouldn't really want that to happen.
Why is he all over the place in this video? God made coconuts, but don't eat them too much because you'll get diarrhea?
So, you're gonna have to get some meat in there. But
yeah, this is word salad. Tick off word salad on the bingo card. Blackwing Hecate says, I want an, oh gosh. A lithiometer, though. A lithiometer. I don't know what that does.
There's ways to keep meat, Beef jerky. There's ways to dry meat to make it last. But these are all resources that we need. Okay, and it would take, I don't know how long. We would need so much equipment. We would need a fucking jet. We would need a helicopter. We would need all of these toys to get to where we need to go. And none of us have the capability of doing that except the military.
Get a boat. You can hire a cruise line to take you to Antarctica.
Except the government. Except NASA that's collecting $52 million a day. These are the only people that can do it. We can't do it. It's impossible. I want to get into the digital world with you. I'm looking at the sun just trying to peek through the clouds because it's...
Don't look directly at the sun, Chris, especially while you're driving.
Snowstorm's coming, but I love it when it looks like this because you can see how much it looks like a projection.
Yeah, I stopped playing with the comb. I'm sure it was annoying. Sorry.
I mean, it's just a projection up there, projecting light.
Holographic sun, moon on the bingo card.
Case in point, the moon projects cold.
No, it doesn't. That's been debunked many, many times. That conspiracy, that misunderstanding of that experiment comes from a lack of understanding of radiative cooling. The moon does not cool things. The moon light shines in areas where there isn't shade, and where there is shade, there is a lack of radiative cooling. Procagom says, sometimes I think flat earthers are actually just mad about their financial situation. Aren't we all? But, I haven't gone to conspiracy theories because I'm upset about the state of the world,
The sun.
Instead, I collect too many Blu-rays. We all cope in different ways.
Projects heat. They don't work together. Okay? That right there should start ringing bells. What the fuck is the matter with that? God has tried to make it look so much like we live on a planet.
Why would that be? Why is all this evidence out there showing that we live on a planet? It's like it's a conspiracy that all the evidence points to us living on a planet. Crazy. Catherine CD says, but Hannah, the temperature is lower at night when I see the moon, not the sun, so that means moon equals cold.
Okay. Well, in a way. I mean, they want us to make us think what we...
Not enough Blu-rays. Speaking of which, Baja, I think my Wayne's World 1 and 2 that I pre-ordered got delivered. Could you check the porch?
Live on a planet, but I mean, the way God kind of made everything, he's implementing that everything is round, that...
Not a joke, by the way. I genuinely got a delivery notification. Thank you. LJ Sim, thanks for 17 months, says, oh no, CC at it again. He always is. What else is he gonna do?
He might have not wanted us to figure this out, but at a point in our evolution, he definitely wanted us to figure this out by leaving these little Easter eggs here and there. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fine. We haven't gotten porch pirates or anything anytime anyway, so it's fine. What's the command for uptime? It's !uptime, but the bot isn't working right now. I gotta screw with it and see how to fix it.
Leaving these little nitpicks here and there, you know, will make the moon
We've been going for 52 minutes, though.
project cold, will make the sun project heat. So
The moon does not project cold. The moon's light is literally just the light of the sun reflected from its surface. How's Ollie holding up? Good. He terrorizes our other cat children, and he's starting to meow more, which is cute. He started biting, which we're trying to train out of him just by, you know, if we're playing and he bites, we stop and are like, nope, if you bite, we don't get to play anymore. But yeah, he's doing good. Rageology says, how long until what parts of the world he accepts are existing shrinks down until it's just him and whatever patch of ground it rests on, and he gets hit by a car because he's confident it's just a hologram. At this rate, 7 years.
you can see that they're not working together. Obviously, we're not in a solar system. Obviously, that really is not a star. You know,
that's a fair point. Cold is just the absence of heat. You can't project it apart from removing heat sources. Yeah.
Really is not a satellite up there projecting anything off of the sun, that they're not working together. Okay, see, these are all things people need to understand. And once you understand that that is not working with the moon, that the moon has its own rays, then it brings up a totally different ball game, doesn't it?
If you believe all this other bullshit, it'll lead you to other bullshit conclusions. Potentially true, not as salient of a point as you think it is.
Because you were told that that sun is reflecting off of the moon.
It is.
And that's why the moon looks light.
Correct.
Or there's light on the moon, but it's not.
It is.
Because if it was reflecting off of the moon, the astronauts couldn't be able to take a picture at all. It would be so overexposed.
They literally did have to adjust the exposure on the cameras, which is why you can't see the stars in the original Apollo 13 pictures, because they had to adjust for the brightness of the planet, or rather for the moon, sorry. They had to adjust for the brightness of the planet.
Okay? So
doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card.
You can see all the pictures are completely fake. They're from a Hollywood studio. We never went to the moon. There is no space. There are no stars.
There are stars. There is space.
There are projections up there.
Apollo 11. Sorry, did I say 13? My bad.
But you can't land on them. They're not tangible objects.
They are.
And these are things, these are all things flat earthers know. The digital world is something that is a big thing, because that quite possibly could be.
Do I have Apollo 13 in my Blu-ray collection? No, I have it in my wish list. It's only like $13. Yeah, I wonder if that's intentional. It's only like $13 on 4K. I'm probably gonna get it. It's not like one of my favorite movies, but I enjoy it enough. Plus, it's cheap for a 4K. So, Blackwing Hecate says, I mean, it's true. You can't land on the surface of a star. You would die. True.
What we are in this digital world, I don't know. Characters, programs, I have no idea.
You are a human being, Chris. You are a human being who is living and breathing on a planet in a giant universe. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, all I know is if we all come...
What's my favorite space movie? Like one based on real events, or like the sci-fi count?
Together and we think and we gather, they don't like that. They do not like that. They don't like us putting our minds together.
Real? Let me look real quick. Movies about space. True stories. Because I don't think I've seen many, if I'm being honest. I still haven't seen First Man, which I want to, but I haven't seen it. I've seen Apollo 13. I think Apollo 13 is the only real-life movie like a movie based on true events that I've ever seen. So I guess de facto it has to be Apollo 13. Just because there are no other contenders.
They don't like us gathering in a room together. They have done whatever they could possibly
Chris, get vaccinated. No one cares.
do to keep you as far away as people as possible by putting you into a lockdown beyond belief. Beyond belief! For crying out loud, would you ever have thought that this would have ever happened?
Yeah, we had predictions, we as in, like, people, generally, not myself. Like, there have been people warning that, hey, we're on track, like, there's usually a pandemic every this many years. It's been a while, we're kind of due. It's not that surprising that it happened. They're kind of inevitable. Gitara says, so wait, not only is the Earth flat, but it's also digital and controlled by, quote, them? Makes perfect sense to me. Blackwing Hackety says, insert the Jonathan Frakes bit here.
I just laugh and giggle to myself, and I say, what the fuck, if I told these people 5 years ago what they would be living in right now, none of them would believe me. They would say, you're a fucking lunatic. But here it is.
If it makes you feel better, right now I'd say you're a fucking lunatic.
I don't know. I mean, it's an amazing place that we're living in, and it's an amazing time that we're living in. And it's a shame, that people can't do their research, and they can't
Do their research on the bingo card, or do your own research.
look at something, and they can't question it, and they can't say to themselves, something is wrong, okay? This isn't right. What I was taught is wrong. Why? Why would they make up this deception? Why would they do all of this? They don't understand that. Okay, it's because control. They need to control all of us down here. They need to control billions and billions of people. If that's truly how many people are on this flat plane, I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't even believe the number of humans on Earth now. Cool.
I can't prove it either way. It's all about them. They make up these fucking numbers, There's a lot of other things I want to get into right now, but I don't think I can.
No, that's not population control as a motive.
It'll get a couple of politicians off of the hook, I can tell you that right now. All right, maybe I'll put something out tonight, but I just wanted to get that out there, I mean, you got to know on a digital world that we're all connected somehow or another. That's why I don't understand the anger in some people that they've just lost their, I don't know, their way or something. I don't know.
Has he used them enough to count for anti-Semitism? No, specifically because it's something he might have just picked up from other conspiracy theorists. I've never heard him explicitly say anything anti-Semitic. It's definitely a dog whistle, but sometimes these people pick up the dog whistles accidentally, and I don't know. So, because I'm not sure, I don't want to.
The murderers and the sickos. I don't know who these people are. I don't know if they're part of a program or just put there, and they just don't know any better. It's scary, and the people that just walk around that, I mean, I could be talking to them and you don't even get an expression from them, Well, first off, they have their face mask on, so you can't even really tell what the hell's going on. But they don't even acknowledge that you're there talking to them. It's really weird. It's hard to explain. I don't know. It's like talking to somebody when they're staring at their iPad or their iPhone or their electronic fucking device that has consumed their fucking life like you wouldn't believe.
You literally post multiple vlogs a day and probably spend the rest of your time looking at conspiracy sites. What are you talking about? Lily Love Stuff says, the only thing that would shock me about this pandemic is how incompetent everyone in government has been concerning it. But hey, I love history, so I knew we were overdue for the plague.
Because they've been doing nothing but sitting there playing around with their stupid electronic device since day one when this started. They've had nothing else to do. It was their friend.
Does he know people talk to their friends on their phone? I guess you kind of have to have them in order to know what that's like. Steve with the Q says, old man yells at cloud.
All right, I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos and let me be a part of your life.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. God, he did another
Good morning,
one.
good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 1:29:22.
Okay. I don't want to watch this one right now. I'll save it for later. I'm done with Chris for now. He's still crazy. Surprise. Let's take a look at the bingo call sheet.